Out of all the hundreds of world-famous podcasts, this is one of them. It's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Masks optional.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Happy day.
Happy day. Hey, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July weekend. 25th anniversary show, too.
That's right. Show number 25.
Silver.
Is that the silver one?
Silver.
Is that what that is?
I believe so.
I guess.
Silver.
Silver.
Like Silver Spoon.
Wasn't there a horse named Silver?
Hi-ho, Silver. Away. Who was that masked man?
Who was he?
Tonto.
There's a lot of Lone Ranger, right?
Yeah, the Lone Ranger.
Okay.
There were a lot of...
I wasn't sure.
There's a lot of bad, like, Lone Ranger jokes, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah. They're not...
They're not age appropriate.
No, not really.
That's
I mean,
unfortunate.
You know, yeah, we like...
Folks, again, I say this every time we do a show. The conversation we have before we do this and after is so much better than the crap we're putting on here. I'm just saying.
That's probably true.
Oh, it's definitely true.
I would say it's true.
It's true.
And I'm about as raw as I can get.
Never doubt.
Right.
Never doubt.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll get into that later.
We had a conversation about horses.
We
a very nice conversation.
We did.
about
Very
horses.
serious. Yes.
I love horses.
But me too.
They're very therapeutic.
Yeah, right?
So I've heard.
Right.
It is show number 25, the Dave and Doc Podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Doc.
And we are recording this on Friday night because we like to be honest with you. It's
That's
not
right.
early morning.
Late
We
on
didn't
Friday.
get up at 6 a.m.
No.
This is late on Friday
Yes.
because we all have a busy weekend this weekend. So if you are listening, we appreciate it. You're listening on a platform, but let's just say you want to listen to it on a different platform because, I don't know, you're upset at Apple or something, or, you know, you took your 16-year-old iPod in and they won't repair it. I don't know.
Or you just want to see what else is out there.
What else is out there?
Because inquiring minds want to know.
That's right. That's why you go speed dating. What else is out there, you know?
30 seconds.
30 seconds, which I still want to do. I know I'm married, but I've asked Lindsay if we can go do it. I've asked her if we can go do it. I want to go do it.
It's for pure research purposes.
Oh, it's just for pure just messing with people. Yeah. But she won't let me do it. She just says no.
That might send a negative message to the kids.
Well, she said, you're married. I'm like, I'm not leaving with anybody. I just want to be a different person for every person I sit in front of, you know? You know, like...
Herschel Walker
I could be...
with dissociative identity disorder. I love Herschel Walker. I'm
I
sorry.
do
I'm
too.
sorry, Herschel. Please don't hurt me.
My shoulders are not big enough to be Herschel Walker.
No, and he's still
I don't
wicked
think you guys
fast.
can
so-
see this. Sure, we'll get to that in just a minute.
Yes.
But anyway, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, our friends at Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, Overcast, and the Podcast Index. Or
Ooh, the podcast index. Yes.
if you would prefer to watch the show, and I don't know why you would. Something's got to be wrong with you.
It's for the shirt.
Sorry,
man.
it's choking me up.
It's all right. He's gonna be okay.
I'll be fine.
It's number 25.
It is. It's number 25.
It's our anniversary.
If you want to watch this, you can watch us on YouTube.
Yes.
That is YOUTUB for all you folks playing at home. And you
Or-
watch so you watch us on YouTube. We're there, Dave and Doc Podcast. Just search for Dave and Doc or whatever. I'd love it if you would subscribe because it's just
website.
it'd be great because
website.
it's starting to piss me off that people watch the video and don't subscribe.
Truth.
Or you can go to the website and watch us or listen to us. You can do either.
And you can
there.
see the YouTube videos on the website.
Yep, you can do either.
Anything
right
you
there.
want. And that's Dave, A-N-D, Doc, D-O-C.com.
Look at you. Look at
It doesn't sound as good as when I do as when you do it.
No, you do it. You do a great job.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
Listen, I'm just here for eye candy.
it. I knew this. I knew this.
I have a face for radio.
Me as well. Me as well, my friend.
Special Friday night edition
excited.
of the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Mainly because I didn't leave work till 8 o'clock, if
That's
that tells
true.
you anything.
Doc's a little riled up.
Raw.
He's a little raw.
I'm raw.
He's a
But-
little raw. We
but-
had a little dinner together here at
did.
the house.
We did.
At our table that doesn't fall apart.
Wendy's with a Diet Coke that didn't taste like Diet Coke.
I'm happy that the table didn't fall
Yeah.
on you, though, because
Well, you know, I mean,
we bought it from that wholesale place here in Knoxville where you can buy furniture.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
Wholesale prices at
Wholesale
the furniture
prices.
at the furniture store in Knoxville.
But this is a new table because they brought us a brand new table because I said,
and that was a good call. I mean, despite
I
the fact
think
that
so.
Chelsea fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, she did fix it.
Oh, she did. Oh, listen, it would probably never broke because Chelsea fixed it.
But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but we kind of paid some big money. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
anyway, we had a good dinner.
we did.
Little,
Fired up.
Little quick dinner. Had
Fired
some
up.
good conversation. And then,
Yeah.
and then came in here and had even better
And
conversation.
now it's on.
And now we're going.
So for 4th of July, without further ado, here are the 4th of July dad jokes. Sadly though,
Yeah, sadly.
we are missing a sponsor.
Oh, no.
Yep. It's okay. It's all right. But
Yeah?
the show must go on.
That's right. It should.
So here you
Absolutely.
go. So what do you call an American drawing?
What do you call an American drawing?
A Yankee Doodle.
Oh, my God.
You thought I was going to pull out the same stuff from Memorial Day. I know what you were thinking.
I thought you were going to pull out the ones we looked at before we went on the air.
No, my friend. The 25th anniversary jokes, do not look those up. Oh, my, no.
No, please do, folks.
No.
Please do.
No.
One of them in particular.
No. None of that. All right. Who is the biggest jokester in George Washington's army?
Who is that?
Lafayette.
My gosh. I'm sorry, George.
Oh, speaking of George, what do you get if you crossed George Washington with cattle feed?
What?
The fodder of our country. Now that one you like. We got new sound effects. I didn't know we had that. Listen, if you got a bunch of sound effects, we're going to have to start dropping some more of that.
I've got all kinds of crap
my
over here.
Goodness. What was George?
Some of them I don't even know what they do.
And the last one.
Okay. Oh, we get a fourth.
The fourth, just because. What's the difference between a duck and George Washington?
What's that?
One has a bill on his face, and the other has his face on a bill. That wasn't good. That one wasn't good.
That's...
So a man walks in with his wife on their 25th anniversary.
There we go. That's a good one.
Nope.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one we want.
No.
Oh.
No. Oh. What ghost haunted King George III?
What's that?
The spirit of 76.
Yeah, okay. I was a bicentennial baby.
Were you really?
I was.
Look at you.
I was born in July
How? Yes,
of
you
1976.
How about that?
Oh.
It was a vintage year.
That's right. And this year I will be 24 years old.
That's right. We're going to get there, folks. We're going to get there.
I'll be 46.
Sometimes our math is wrong.
But it's okay that I'm 46 because the middle brother will be 57.
See?
And my oldest brother will be 160. No, I'm sorry. Not the 100, just the 60 part. I'm sorry. I have trouble with math. My abacus isn't.
So what you're really saying is that you were twinkling in your daddy's eye for a minute, and then he let that sucker out.
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying they were like, crap.
Did they have to tell your brothers that they were wrestling?
I mean, they were 11 and 13. I would hope that my brother Jerry was pretty worldly at the time.
Oh.
He was. Listen, I learned a lot from Jerry.
Did you now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's part of the reason, like, I loved classic rock music when I grew up, and I didn't listen to, like, Kids Bop or something else that's just stupid. Because, like the first
Well,
song...
no, because, right.
Yeah, I mean, the first
that's
rock
what he
song
was-
I ever heard was Highway to Hell. That was the very first rock song. I'm like, oh, that sounds better than any of the stuff that I'm listening to.
You know what today was? We've talked about this before. Today was Dirty Deeds, and they're done.
Was that today?
Yeah, that was today. I just have one thing to say about that because I am raw. Before I know we're gonna get into some other stuff.
He is raw, folks.
There's a sign above a locker room,
Yeah.
and said locker room is a football locker room.
Okay. Football.
And-
now,
and-
now, what is
and-
that? Is that a sport? Just
It's this oblong shaped ball with some stitching on it.
ignore what's behind me if you're watching.
And I mean, there might be one that has a really awesome quarterback autograph on it encased over here. Yes.
Awesome quarterback.
Yes.
You mean the greatest that ever played?
Well, this locker room might have contained who could be considered the greatest of all time for many, many years. But they have a sign and it says, "Do your job."
Yeah. Yeah.
So a little raw because sometimes people just don't do their job. And don't come to me to fix it when you're not doing your job because, why am I paying you if I'm doing that job or taking care of all those
That's very true.
Why?
That's true.
I mean, if you're not going to think, if you're going to be lazy, I probably don't need to pay you. You probably don't need to,
probably not.
Because, I mean, I can do all that stuff.
I mean, isn't the whole idea?
and
I mean, you manage people, I manage people. I try to hire people, and I know you do too. I'm not saying you don't. I try to hire people that are smarter than me. I mean, that's what I do. I try to hire people that are better than I am because that's only going to help.
And
me.
that is actually that is in Jack Welch's book, the 4 E's of leadership. That's one of the things that he talks about, and that was one of the key things of him with GE was his goal was to always surround people, surround himself with people who were smarter than him. It's difficult in medicine.
It's difficult. I'll say it for you.
We don't. Well,
do you want me to say it for you?
Well, and we don't technically because I'm not the office manager. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different.
I understand.
And then it's a hard comparison because they don't know medicine like I do because they didn't study medicine. Does that make sense?
That's what I was going to say.
But yes, but you want to hire people who are of a level of intelligence and want to work hard and not be lazy.
That last part is the key.
And the last part actually matters more than anything else.
Oh, of course.
It's the I can is more important than the IQ.
I will listen, this is the football thing. It's like, would you take a team of all talent, bunch of talented kids, or would you rather take a group of kids that just have more heart than anybody else?
Right.
I will take the group of kids that have more heart every time.
Right. I agree.
Because the willpower's there, the ambition's there, and they want to do it.
And it's just more fun.
And it's just more fun.
It's just more fun.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So the key is do your job.
Just do your job.
You do your job and we can win the Super Bowl and we don't have to drive off in a Hyundai.
That's right.
Not that there's anything wrong with Hyundai. They actually make really good cars. But
yeah. I'm sick of people calling them Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Hyundai's
the other one. Hyundai's the other one.
I worked at a manufacturing plant here in the not in the Knoxville area, actually in the
continental United
in the Clinton
States.
area. I'm trying to think of where it was. There was an eagle flying around one day, and it was around a bend. I don't know. I'll let y'all figure that out.
Did they do transportation?
Yeah, they built cars. They built car parts and stuff. So typically the safety parts of the cars. Actually, some of the stuff they did was pretty amazing.
Yes,
and they even have some patented things that they did that nobody else is doing, and whatever. They make tons of money. They don't give a shit about it.
Right.
So, but the people there used to call it Hyundai. I'm like, it's Hyundai.
It is. It's Hyundai.
It's just Hyundai.
It's not Hyundai. It's Hyundai.
They used to call Nissan. I'm like, it's not Nissan. It's not Liam Neeson. It's Nissan. For God's sakes. Nokia used to be the thing that drove me nuts. I heard the CEO.
Dave's a little raw too because I got him fired up.
You did.
I twisted him up, spun him up, turned that top.
I heard the
loose.
CEO of Nokia say, here at Nokia, and I heard people say Nokia for years. I'm like, I'm going to stab you in the eye. It is Nokia. It's not Nokia.
Yeah, it's not like we don't want Nokia. We don't want Nokia Carnival. No.
It's nacho cheese.
It's nacho cheese. That's right. Nokia.
Yeah, but how the hell did we get on
What about
this?
Nakaya? Because I'm raw.
Because
I
raw.
said the goal is do your job.
Just do your job.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Yeah.
Super simple.
Fortunately, after we finished up, I had a good conversation with one of my nurse practitioners who really does care and work hard, and she kind of diffused it a little bit. So I really appreciate that.
Okay.
So shout out to Renee. I don't know that Renee listens to the podcast, but shout out to Renee.
Do I know Renee? I don't know if I know Renee.
I don't know if you know Renee or not. She's awesome.
I don't ever have to see the nurse practitioner. I get to.
So you get the MVP.
I'm like, Dave, we could get you in a little faster. Oh, no. I'm here to see the doc. Actually, they don't even ask.
Pretty
actually,
right.
When I come in, actually, they know who I am, and they're like, "What time's your appointment?" I just tell them, and I go back and
That's
sit down.
exactly right. That's right. That's right. Because you're cooler than a polar bear's toenails.
I sure am.
ATLians.
Sure am.
Still one of my favorite songs by Outkast. Outkast.
God, Outkast.
Love me some Outkast.
Do you?
Oh, man, yes.
Outkast, really?
Oh, man, I love all that stuff. Oh, we're getting way off topic, but oh, yeah, man. Outkast.
No, I mean,
Digital Underground.
we're going to talk about music, so this is yeah. Digital Underground.
Rob Bass, DJ Easy Rock.
Was it last week you said your favorite artist was
it's still Dave Matthews.
Matthews.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
What about a band, though? Like, do you have a favorite
That's a band. Dave Matthews Band. Shit.
Okay, let's say he quit the band.
Dave Matthews Band. Boyd on the freaking quit. Dave Matthews Band.
Well, think about Weezer, right? Okay, Weezer's a good group, very talented band. Made tons of money.
Don't you ever fear, I'm always here with Fonzie dancing in the background.
And it's only the lead singer of Weezer that's still there.
I don't like Weezer.
No,
No.
nothing. The sweater song.
Ooh, I look just like Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
No,
Not
I don't
Beverly
like
Hills?
them no more. Beverly Hills. That's where I wanna be. Hell no.
You don't like that?
No. I don't like any of that. No. Dave Matthews Band.
No.
All the little ants are marching. He's
told
talking about
you
making
that
fun
was
of
my
humans.
first- that was my
making
first
fun of
song
humans
that I played on radio.
because they're making fun of humans because we're stupid. Do your job. I'm gonna go back to it. Do your job.
Do your job, or you will bottom out at the bottom end of the porn industry. That's how it happens. That's how the world
I
happens.
don't know how we went there, but okay. I got
If
it.
you stop doing your job, that's all that's left.
I guess.
The porn industry, because they'll hire anybody but me. I've tried. Just this morning, I tried. They won't hire me.
John Holmes, you ain't.
No. For a lot, I don't have the acting qualities that Mr. Holmes has. Mr. Holmes.
That's right.
Good job.
Or the HIV.
No, I don't know what my blood type actually is, but the 3 letters that it's not are HIV.
That's terrible. Gosh.
We
I know.
talked about this before the show. We're like, should we really do this? Because we're both kind of raw.
I know. No, it's good though. It's good. We're good. No, we're good.
Oh.
So no, this is good.
Yeah.
Nokia.
Oh my God. So
That's the best.
So we were at, speaking of cell phones, we were at the old Ericsson Stadium,
What was there?
and now it's Bank of America Stadium.
Yes. A little controversial.
A little controversial.
Bank of America, a little controversial.
What was funny was First National Bank building is right beside a Bank of America Stadium, and I think it's hilarious.
Now, how about that?
Yeah. I got some cool pictures I'll show you.
How about that?
Made a little trip down to Charlotte.
Yes. The Queen City.
Took my mom.
Show me.
Took Lindsay.
The mama.
Took Nugget. And took Landon and Steven. We all hitched a ride in the wagon.
Which wagon, Dave?
I don't know. We took the Explorer. Drove down.
Did you use the third row?
We had to. Yes.
Yes, you did.
Of course we did.
Was it exciting?
No, it wasn't.
How did you pack?
We packed too much,
Oh.
and we barely got it in there.
Oh.
And then when we came back, for some reason there was more, and I don't understand that.
Oh.
Like how that worked.
Gifts, merch.
We did buy some merch. I did buy a cool 49er foam thing that I'm going to hang up
At
back
the-
there. At
Now,
a mall.
Now,
at a
let's
mall.
talk about this
At a
for a
mall.
sec.
Yeah. We went to the North Lake Mall.
Oh.
Yeah. I went to the Apple store because I've decided I need a new laptop
In Charlotte.
in Charlotte.
Oh.
And so we're at the North Lake Mall at the Apple store.
You just had an epiphany that you needed a new
No,
laptop.
I was using my iPad and I was trying to work, even though I was technically off of work. I was still
Yeah, that
trying
does.
to work.
What's that?
I know, right? So
No.
So I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like, because I gave Steven my MacBook Pro.
Well, why did you do that?
He's going to take it to college with him. So I gave it to him.
Well, why did you do that?
Well, because I wanted a new one anyway. So
So let the truth be known. There were really maybe some personal.
so
I got you.
so Apple released this.
It's in Charlotte. Why not?
So we're looking, and what they don't have is I wanted to see the new MacBook Air, which is this new midnight black color. It's like powder coated aluminum. And I said, that seems like
Is it textured like the Monster drink?
It is not textured like the Monster drink, which I will.
It's not like lizard skin.
I feel like I'm in the UFC right now. Yeah, I fought really good.
I like to think Monster.
Hang on. I fought really good. I couldn't see out of my right eye. And
They had to cut me, Mick. Cut me.
He kept hitting me in the nuts, and I said, well, I'm just going to wait and take him down and choke him out, and that's what I did, thanks to Monster Energy, because they did a whole lot of nothing. But no, this is the
Only 10 calories.
It is only 10 calories, and if you don't believe me, I'll... there it is. There's 10. I'll show you.
Boom.
Yeah, so
1-0.
So I don't like Monster Energy drinks, and I was on
Except for that one.
I was on a little work retreat, and they had one, and I didn't sleep that well the night before.
Mine only has 5 calories. Take that.
And I've got one of those too over here.
Oh, look at you, well hydrated.
And so
Cheers.
they had one of these, and I said, okay, I'll try this because it says 0 sugar and all that stuff. So I tried it, and it's actually pretty good. I think you would like it, actually.
I'll give it a try later.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them out
I'll
there.
be up all night though.
That's okay.
Okay.
You're going to be up all night anyway.
I know I'm wrong.
You're riled. You're riled up.
I am riled up. So anyway, so we went to the mall. We got the laptop.
Well, no, so
Peaches and cream. Everybody's happy.
I didn't buy the laptop.
You did.
Well, they didn't have the one that I wanted.
Because you wanted the MacBook Air with the black graphite textured
right
nutsack or whatever it was that you had to
That's
have.
actually what's on the spec sheet.
I knew it. See, that's what you're mad about. It says this.
Y'all got the nutsack black version.
It doesn't have the same texture. What's going on?
And so they had another laptop there that was a little more expensive.
Of course, they had the one that cost more money.
I paced the floor and thought about it. And every member of my family, except for Nugget, said, Dad, will you just go buy the laptop? This is ridiculous. And I'm like, no, I mean, it's so much money. They're like, Dad, you're going to talk about this all weekend. Just go buy the stupid laptop. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. And then so I didn't buy it. So I'm gonna wait.
That's what I would have done.
I know. I mean, I'm so weird about that stuff. I get gung ho.
Because it wasn't the one you wanted.
It wasn't the one I wanted.
Right.
And it was just.
If it had been the one you wanted, it would not have been a big deal. But that was not really the one you wanted.
That's true.
I'm the same way.
So I'm like, okay.
You want what you want, and that's what I'm getting.
That's right. And that's
That's it.
Carrie Underwood.
I got you.
So we're in Charlotte, in the Queen City. And I actually love Charlotte. I love that city. I really do. I like North Carolina in general.
Yes.
I probably like Boone a little bit better just because you can't beat
Happy State.
You can't beat a little college town like Happy State. But Charlotte's really nice. The people there aren't great. The drivers are kind of jackasses.
Well, it's a bigger city.
It's a bigger city, so you expect that. So, but we were there to see the concert that we talked about. And it was Joan, Jett, Poison, Motley Crue, and Def Leppard. And I took Steven and Landon with me.
Yeah, I saw a good picture of the Landon rocking out.
He was rocking out.
Looking like he was crazy.
6.5 hours was how long that concert was. We got there we got into our seats at 4:15 and we left at 11 o'clock. Oh yeah. We were exhausted.
Oh my God.
So here was the deal. So we only took
Joan, Jett,
Poison, Motley Crue, and Def Leppard. Yeah.
And did you know they just went to Nashville and Bret Michaels was sick?
Yeah, he's in the hospital.
And couldn't, he's like sick. It's not like a little sick.
Yeah, because he has diabetes to begin with.
Yes, he's type 1.
Yeah, so he's very diabetic.
He's very diabetic.
It's type 1.
It's just a smidge diabetic. He doesn't make any insulin, folks.
That's right.
Just so you know, that's really freaking bad.
That's bad.
Especially when you live the rock star lifestyle.
Yeah, he's on the pump,
Yeah.
Not the Reebok pump.
No. Pump it up. Those pumps are really cool, though. I mean, the way you can program the
it's amazing.
The basal rate, and you can actually hit a little bolus if you need. I mean, the computer's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But he obviously
give yourself a little jolt.
Yeah,
a little jolt.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, yeah,
so,
he got sick, so that sucks.
So he went to.
So Nashville didn't get the poison.
Yeah. So Nashville didn't get poison. There was a band that opened up for all the other bands, though. They were just playing while people were getting in their seats, and the name of the band was Classless. And I don't even know what to say.
You saved that because you knew.
I know. Classless. I love it. So we took.
What were their songs?
I don't know.
I'm dumb and you're dumber.
No, the lead singer was actually a pretty good singer.
I demand a raise.
Yes, I demand a raise. Because,
my ass is entitled.
my ass is entitled. We'll get to that.
All day.
We will get to that in a minute.
Oh.
So we took the car. So we took the one car, right? And so for the concert, Lindsay did, she went with my brother and his wife.
Right, because they weren't going. Yeah.
Yeah, they
And
weren't going to the concert.
Nugget probably couldn't have tolerated that. He'd have been like,
He would have probably been on the stage.
he'd have been rocking out.
He would have been up there with his passy, just like staring at everybody, like jamming. Everybody would be like, "Oh my god, this kid's awesome!"
Nugget.
So the morning of, I booked a cab to get us there. Right,
That was a good idea.
Universal Taxi Service in Charlotte.
Oh, you didn't Uber. You got the real deal.
No, I actually got a cab because I felt like it was a concert night.
got you.
Uber would be kind of packed.
You were feeling. Let's be official.
Let's be official.
Was this? Please tell me, it was a black stretch Escalade limo, and y'all had a hot tub.
No, it was a van.
And
It was a van.
I'm a little disappointed.
And so we get into. So the guy shows up, and he was 15 minutes late, but it did say that he might be 30 minutes late. Like he said, allowed.
It gave you a rival window.
Yeah. So
Please tell me. Okay, keep going.
So
I have a vision.
So we get in the cab, and we're riding. Guy's super nice, and he's taking calls while we're going, right? And he's like, and like he's not writing it down. He just remembers where he's supposed to go, right? Guy's amazing.
Oh,
And so he's the one that actually owns the company, and he's like somebody will come tonight, and or whatever. Like he has people working 24 hours in Charlotte.
I got you.
So we're talking, and he answers the phone,
Hello,
and he said, and this is what I heard him say.
Amanda.
He
Amanda,
said-
hug and kiss.
No, he said, Mike who?
My crotch. What? My cunt. What?
Who is this?
Who is this?
Mr. Hunt?
What is going on?
You keep calling me. So he's talking to this lady on the phone. Well, I didn't know it was a lady. He was talking to somebody, and he starts laughing, and he said, "What happened? Did you eat all the chicken?" And I'm looking at Steven going, "What is he talking about?" And he said, "That's what happened. You ate all the chicken. Is there any chicken left?" And like he's having this conversation, like maybe it's his wife. I don't know. So he gets off the phone, and I'm inquisitive by nature.
I was like, you couldn't stand it at this point.
I said, picking up somebody else? And he says, yeah. He said, this lady, she calls me all the time. She always tells me she's obese, so to make sure I have enough room in the car.
Oh, my goodness.
And she works at like the Bojangles. and he says, he's German. So he says, do you know why? He says, you know why you Americans are so obese? And I said, why? He says, because you work at the chicken place and you eat all the chicken.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. He said, that's why you're so fat. You eat all the chicken. He said, I used to work at Shoney's and I don't eat all that food. That food's gross. And I said, well, I mean, I don't consider myself obese, and I worked at Long John Silver's when I was a kid. He said,
the finest establishment in the land.
He said, but that's what happens. People work at the chicken place and they eat all the chicken. And so me being me, I said, well, do you charge her a higher fare for the weight off balance?
Oh my God.
He thought that was hilarious. So he goes,
messing up my gas mileage.
No, so then
more resistance.
He says no, because they would get me for discrimination then. And I'm like, and this conversation was
right. Well, it wasn't on the record. Oh, it's
true.
on the record now.
On the record now.
And you mentioned the actual company.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Ooh. I'm sorry. The thoughts of this broadcast are of Dave Mans and Dave Mans alone.
That's
Doc does not know said cab company.
That's right.
Nor has he ever been in said cab company.
Also, I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy's name, but he does own the company, so it's
Please
probably
tell me
pretty easy.
it was Fritz von Sauerbrunn.
No, I don't think it wasn't Fritz. He did say something interesting to me about Germany.
Oh,
And we have some listeners in Germany.
we do.
And I debated whether or not to even bring this up, but he said it.
Bavaria.
He said this. This is not Dave saying this.
This was the guy from Germany.
Yes, the guy from Germany. He said this. I'm just repeating what he said.
Zergu, yeah.
He said, the population is dwindling in Germany. I said, oh, I mean, that's how come?
This is going to be bad. Oh, Dave.
He said because that over 60% of the women there are homosexual. He said 60%. I said 60%, and he said, oh yeah. He said, I'm not joking. He said, it's been 40% for years. He goes, but it's over 60% now. And he says, and you you can't make a baby that way. And I'm like, in health class, they taught me that. He didn't think it was funny. But yeah, he says that 60% of the women in Germany.
Really?
And listen, I don't know any German women. So if there's a German woman listening going, I don't know what you're talking about. I got 3 husbands. That's fine. I don't know anything about German culture. I just know there's an Oktoberfest there, and that sounds like something fun. That's all I know about Germany.
I've heard the country's beautiful, too.
Yeah,
there's tons of cool things to see.
That's what I've heard, too.
But I did not know that.
Yes.
I mean, that would definitely, what I was going to say is, well, how the population goes down.
Yeah.
It's people not getting together.
Right.
Because they don't have population control. I mean, they don't set limits like some other nations,
Yeah.
With things and whatnot. So they don't have that.
Right.
So it's just people not getting together. Well, and so that's one way that
would do it.
Man and a woman aren't going to get together is the women don't like men.
And I said, what? So
wow.
So it made me wonder, and I haven't looked this up, but I don't know any.
Like Wunderlicht? You wonder what?
Wanderlust. Wunderbar. But I don't know, so I don't know what I don't know if there's a ton more men than there is women in Germany. Like
what's the population?
Yeah, so
breakdown?
if it's 80% women, then 60% of the 80% is not, it's not terrible.
Right.
But if it's a 50-50 split,
right,
and then of that 50%, 60% this is already making my head hurt. But if 60% of that 50%, that's a lot of women that enjoy other women.
So you're like saying 30% of the total.
Yeah.
If it's 50% of the 60%.
50% of the 60%.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Yeah.
Still a lot.
With a 2.4%
that means
margin for error.
Right. Plus or minus.
Plus or minus.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like that'll kill your population.
And also, some guys
have all the luck.
Rod Stewart. I was going to say Rod Stewart. Forever young. So
he had a lot of luck.
If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know. Bring over some of those old Motown records.
Forever Young is my favorite.
That's Forever Young. Yeah, that's a good Daddy Gum song.
Because they used to play that when they talked about the guy back here. Just saying. Just saying. He wore number 8.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He still has pretty good hair too.
Oh, yeah. He can still throw the ball, too.
Yeah. I think his noodle's a little off.
Well, of course
Sometimes he has a little trouble word finding. I'm like, that's all that head trauma. I've seen him get knocked the freak out.
Oh, listen.
He and Joe, both.
Oh, I remember he got up in the it was the 93 season, so the NFC Championship game in January of 94. I think it was January 15th of 1994. He got hit so hard in that Cowboys game at Texas Stadium. He got up holding the top of his helmet. And it's like, that's not your head. That's your helmet. I'm like, maybe he should come out of the game.
Let's get him out. Get him out.
I think he's dead. Let's take him out.
So we're doing the cab drive, and you figure out these awesome statistics.
So we figure out all this stuff about Germany.
Was he a 49ers fan?
No, he didn't even know what was going on. And he argued with me that it was a kid's concert.
Did it smell like Bud?
No, he didn't. No.
He didn't have like a cigarette hanging outside.
He did tell me.
Let me tell you about this.
He had 8 kids.
Well, he's not shutting the population.
No, and he was showing me because I was like joking about he's like, are you taking both of your boys? I'm like, yeah, I have 3, but the other one's 2 or whatever.
I have one in each decade.
I said, I know it's weird that I have a 2-year-old. And he goes, you think that's weird? He's like, I'm 15 years older. And he was like, I got 8 kids and my youngest one's 2. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, my advice to you is to slow down, sir. So we get to downtown Charlotte, right? And
at the Bank of America Stadium.
No.
Oh, we're not there yet.
We're close. And so the traffic is like crazy and everything. And he goes, hey, you guys are just gonna have to get out. Like, I can't. He said, he said, I got to go pick up other people. He's like, yeah. He did. He did give me a good rate, though.
You got kicked out of the game.
He said, listen, he said, you can sit here, but
it would have cost you more money.
It would have cost more money.
And time.
And he had to go pick up other people or whatever. And you could see Bank of America. He's like right there.
No, I get you.
So we're like, okay, cool.
It was close enough. You could get there safely.
Yeah. So we're...
You weren't in the Ghetto.
No, we were not.
In an area where it's like, yeah, please don't let us out right here because, I don't feel like being pushed face down in a mattress. And
we were super lucky, too. I mean, it was 79 degrees. It was really cloudy.
So you weren't wet.
So it
Got to
wasn't-
go in like a turbo vet.
It wasn't. It was unskinny bop. And so we got to the stadium.
Type 1 diabetes. You make no insulin.
That's right. So we get to the stadium, we get in, and it's all digital, right? Like they don't want you bringing paper tickets or anything, which is good because I don't ever do that anyway. So it's a QR code. And
Which I like that. When I went to the Final Four, it was QR code.
yeah, so it's like, I have my phone with me.
And so I always have this fear, like, what if my phone like dies? I mean,
I do the same thing at the airport.
I mean, what do you do?
At the airport, I have the digital ticket. I never print off a ticket.
But what do you do? Oh, I
don't know. Well, I mean,
try to plug into one of the stations.
For me, I have this other device, this watch. I also have my iPad with me. I mean, I could probably make it work. So,
touch you.
not at the concert, I didn't have my iPad with me, but
I hate myself for loving you.
we'll get there. So we walk into
Big Mac 103.
So we walk into the stadium and the first thing we do is we go get the drinks, soft drinks. Take it easy. It's a 17-year-old.
I got my 17-year-old some malt liquor.
And we just bought a bottle and shared it. And there's
Where's the hooch? Landon, stop it. It's sip, sip, pass.
And they said, would you want a drink or do you want the bottomless drinks, which means you can go get refills?
Oh,
let's go do that, right?
And 3 straws. 1 drink, 3 straws.
$30.
Oh, hey,
$30. And it's funny you mentioned straws.
Oh, they didn't.
Because they were defective. We
up.
replaced Landon's straw 3 times and mine once because they just stopped work. Like you're taking a drink and like holes form in them. With Landon, I thought he was bending it or something. But,
Sure.
But I don't do that. I bring it up to my mouth and drink it the appropriate way. Speaking of drinking things in the stadium,
Not everybody was having soda.
No, and so here's the thing. So Erickson Stadium.
Were people saying it's Metamucil, take a hit?
No. So
Just wondering.
So in
Sorry.
front, and so like in the seat in front of you, the seat back in front of you,
yes, like
there's a cup holder,
yeah,
right?
Yes,
but it's a cup holder that would fit a larger cup like the ones we had.
yes.
The other beverages they were selling, the alcoholic beverages, were much skinnier.
Oh,
kind
the
of
spillage.
aluminum,
The
whatever.
spillage is a real deal. It's a risk.
So we're sitting there before the concert starts, and we hear that. I'm trying to let me make that noise without actually doing this, but it's like this.
Don't.
Right?
Yes, yes.
And like
That was pretty good.
And like, thank you. And it splashed on the back of my ear, and like it was running, and like so it was gross, right? And so like this same lady spilled it like 3 more times.
Oh,
and she's like, I swear I'm not trying to do this. It's like falling out or whatever. And I'm like, you're all so drunk. So like by the end of the night, we're like covered. The back of our legs are covered in beer because the people behind us, because there's a stream of beer, are tapping their foot to the music. And it's splashing as they're tapping their foot. Tappy, tappy, splash. Tappy, tappy, splash.
Gosh.
There's a drum lesson for you. Tappy, tappy, slash. So we're getting covered in beer. Anyway, all that to say, we had talked about the concert and we talked about, how everybody was going to sound and everything.
Right.
So I thought as a present to you,
Oh,
friend, I would put together a little montage that I recorded at the concert.
it's a mixtape.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
a little
I'm excited.
mixtape
I'm excited.
Of Joan, Jett.
Yes.
Of CeCe DeVille, Bobby Dahl, Ricky Rocket, and
Yes.
and Bret Michaels,
Yes.
Nikki Sixx,
Not 6.
Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, and of course Rick Allen, Rick Savage, Vivian Campbell, Phil Collin, Joe Elliott,
at you.
the boys from Sheffield and Belfast,
Look at you.
Def Leppard. So
Was Tommy Lee just in his underwear like usual? Or did
he was in kind of pants, but
no shirt.
no shirt.
He never wears a shirt.
He looks like he's 25 years old, and he's got 4 broken ribs, and he's playing the drums. I mean,
Toradol shot or something else.
are you indicating that they might be taking?
I mean, that's how they collapsed old dadgum. Who was it? Whose rib got? Shoot, Tyrod Taylor.
Oh yeah,
That's what they were getting was a Toradol shot, and the guy hit his freaking lung and collapsed his lung. Mm-hmm. That's actually a bad deal.
that is.
It's a bad deal.
I've read that that's bad.
That will make you have a real hard time breathing.
Drugs are bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But Toradol, I mean, it's Ketorolac or Ketorolac or however you want to say it. I mean, it's an NSAID.
Nokia.
No, Nokia. That's right. Yeah, Ketorolac was how I learned it, but I think you can say it other ways.
So,
but anyway,
so I recorded a little snippet while I was
meth.
there.
I mean, that'd probably
That's what I was doing. Wow. And we were listening to Vince Neil last week, and him doing the Big Mac 103. So I did get him singing "Kickstart My Heart."
Yes, you did good. That's what I was hoping for.
That's what I did.
All right,
so it's a little bit of Joan, Jett, a little bit of Poison, a little more of Motley Crue, and of course the reason I was there,
on the DL,
which was Def Leppard.
The DL, yes,
the Lep.
So
the shirt that I'm wearing.
Right. Without further ado,
the mixtape.
I
haven't edited this either, so
it's okay.
Other than putting it together,
we don't need it.
So this is just as it sounded, as far as my phone thought it sounded. So here we go.
Yes, I do it.
Little Joan Jett.
How about that?
You can hear the people singing sometimes too. It's kind of cool.
Loving the royalties with NBC.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
She didn't actually sound bad.
I was going to say, that's pretty good. Oh.
Come on. Bow down now.
Were you down? You weren't down on the floor.
No.
You weren't one of the groupies.
Section 323.
323.
We weren't terribly far, but Crue. This is the dirt for all you non-Crue fans.
Yeah, there it is. He's a little off.
Oh, just give it time.
And they're making a ton of money on this
tour, yeah. Kickstart. Because Big Mac 103.
Oh, my God. But, the music's great.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
He can't sing where the doo-doo brown. Oh, my.
Hang on, we get there.
Oh, there you go. I hear people in the background singing. Yeah, they're fired up on that one.
It's awesome. Little photograph.
Did Def Leppard close it out?
They did.
So you got lucky because that was what you were hoping for.
It was. I kind of did some math when the whole thing started. So I wanted to make sure. And this was Def Leppard closing the show. Or, the end of Photograph. And again, I'm biased, but I always just think Def Leppard sounds great. I know I know I am. Rock out! Way better than.
Yeah, well, and I think lyrically.
Yeah.
They just sound better than Bret Michaels and Vince Neil.
Well, and so wait, here's what I'll say. I think that's it. I'm glad you got the name of the city right. Anyway, Detroit, Michigan.
Woo! Whoops, we're in Charlotte. Shoot. Dadgummit. They have it written underneath the stage.
Oh, they do. It's
all over the place.
Oh, yeah. So they can't get it wrong.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. This is the end of it. I just got to let it
Joan Jett sounded really good, though.
She did sound good. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you. So that was it. So, but here's what I wanted.
You were reminiscing. You got lost in the.
I did. I got lost in the music,
in the photograph.
So here's the thing, though. It didn't sound like it because I didn't do a lot of recordings for Poison, and there's a logical reason why. My battery at that point was at 50%, And I'm like, I've got to get us out of here. I'm going to have to get an Uber when we get out of here. So like, I can't keep doing this. Because I try to record a snippet of every song everybody sings.
Yes, right. Well, sure.
And I probably should have just took a spare phone with me or something that to just do that, but I didn't.
You needed a burner phone.
I did, and I don't have a burner phone
anymore.
So here's what I'll say though. Poison, as far as like getting the crowd into it and like just, I mean, they were awesome. They were absolutely awesome, and I didn't think they would be.
How about that?
They didn't steal the show because Def Leppard was there.
Right. Everybody.
Def Leppard would have had to been terrible for me to say.
Understand. Right.
Yeah, because I'm wearing a flipping Def Leppard shirt. So I mean,
so was your boy. Your boy had the Def Leppard shirt. Actually, I guess all three.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, Steven had Motley Crue though.
He had Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Each shirt $50 each.
Oh, I believe that.
Cha-ching.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's an experience. It's like going on vacation.
But Poison was absolutely amazing.
That's incredible.
And I read that about Bret Michaels this morning, so I hated that. I hope he's okay.
He's in the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, of course, you would worry about.
I had heard that it was complications due to COVID. That's what I read.
Dadgum.
But I mean, that's what everybody says now.
Could be, yeah.
But
I mean, with his diabetes, I mean, he could have diabetic ketoacidosis and just have all kinds of trouble.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which would be bad.
I read diabetes is bad.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge.
Yeah.
How many flavors of diabetes are there? I'm not trying to be insensitive, but I mean,
well, so
there's type 1.
It's basically type 1 and type 2.
Type 1 and type 2.
And so type 1, your pancreas does not make insulin, so you are insulin dependent.
Right, and that's where you have to have the pump.
We don't have to. You can do injections.
Do the shots.
It's easier if you have the pump, if you can tolerate it, and of course having the glucose sensors now help a lot because you can scan it and get a closer read, and you don't have to prick your finger all the time.
Get a little QR code.
Though sometimes there is a little bit of delay with the machine and what you're actually getting at that very moment. So if it's super low, they always say prick your finger and double check it and see where it's at. And then type 2.
When in doubt, prick it.
That's so okay. We're going on. And then type 2. Type 2. I mean, there are type 2 diabetics that have to be on insulin because they are so insulin resistant. But type 2, your body still does make some level of insulin, and so it's either you don't make enough or the insulin that you do make is not utilized as well, and that's why the medications. We got medications. It's medications. That's what about came out like medications. That's why I have the oral medications that you take.
So there's 2 forms of diabetes, 3 of hepatitis. I'm just trying to get my numbers.
Actually, there's more than 3 types of hepatitis.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now there's D and E.
What if I had a Hep C?
You can't have D unless you have Hep B. It is impossible. So you have to have Hep B in order to have Hep D. It's just the way that the virus cycles work.
In an episode of House, which is true,
everything.
There was a senator that had Hep C, or a senator's aide or something. And so House gave him
diabetes was too boring for you. You said we can't talk about that.
Well, it just when I said
we don't talk about sugar, no.
So
anyway, whoever was senator's aide had hepatitis C.
So Dr. House gave him Hep A to cure his Hep C. Oh. Now, Doc, I'm going to ask you as a doctor who went to med school. You say you do it. I don't ever say this flipping diploma. Is that a possibility? I don't even understand the chemistry behind it. Like, I don't even understand, like,
so
would one fight the other?
I'm assuming, and I did not see this episode, I'm assuming
you probably shouldn't watch it.
The goal, it would have had to have been introducing that in order to create some sort of immune response.
Yeah.
To build a high enough response to kill off the virus of the hepatitis C by introducing.
Doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, and I'd have to. I don't.
We think you have cancer, so we're going to give you AIDS because that'll fix it.
Yeah, that definitely. I actually have to give them HIV.
I'm sorry. That's
so. So remember, HIV is the virus that causes AIDS.
That's correct.
You can. You can have HIV and actually not have AIDS.
Like Magic Johnson, he just has HIV, right?
To my understanding, Magic Johnson never met the clinical criteria to ever have AIDS. And it's a certain, there's cell counts that are based on that. Or if you have an AIDS defining illness, like it used to be PCP, now it's pneumococcus cerevisiae.
Good God.
Cytomegalovirus, a candle infection.
Candle in the wind.
Right. But some those sorts of things. If you have one of those with HIV, you get sick. I guess it's pneumocystis cerevisiae. It's with a J. Yeah, instead of pneumocystis carinii pneumonias, which was PCP. That's what everybody called it, but they changed the name.
I'm very impressed that you know all this. I mean, I understand you're a doctor, but I'm still impressed.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I really am. I mean, that's a lot to memorize.
I appreciate that.
I mean, I don't know anything.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You could look it up on Google, but anyway, point being,
that's how I do my own surgery.
But right, exactly. I fixed it myself. I just cut it off. I gave myself a bullet to gnaw on, and there I went. I
figured his liver had to be right there. That's where it looked like it was.
That's it. I just said, yeah, that's about right. Hell, let me lick it. Yeah, we're good.
I just keep leeches in a bucket.
That's all I got. That's all I got to have.
It's bad blood, man.
That's it.
It's Taylor Swift.
That's
bad blood.
So, but yeah, Matt, to my knowledge, Magic Johnson never met any of the criteria to actually have AIDS.
Yeah.
Yes, which is fantastic. Now, even if you have AIDS, with the medications that we have now, you can put it into full remission. I mean, it is amazing.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now it doesn't get rid of it. We still do not have, quote unquote, a cure, but the antivirals that we have now, with the different inhibitors. I mean, there's integrase inhibitor, other things like that. It used to be you had two nukes and a non-nuke, which were nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors and non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors, which were all about how the virus replicates. And it was two nukes and a non-nuke was the classic. And then they found integrase inhibitors, another thing. So you don't see the resistance like you used to because you can kind of mix the code up and attack it.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty cool. And so now the meds that are out there are so awesome. People are, as long as you're able to take your meds, stay safe. I mean, people live long, healthy lives with HIV. And of course, Hep C is curable now because we do have the antiviral treatments for those. And there's actually different ones. So they can test for the genotype of the Hep C, and that a lot of times will determine which one of the antiviral treatments that they give.
Does it surprise you at this point that we just can't cure everything? Because it's a little surprising to me because
you're always going to have variants of things, and it, cancer is complicated.
Sure.
And there's always mutations that happen. I mean, God is still smarter than we are and always will be. Doesn't mean he did all this for evil, but I mean, nature, it's a lot. I mean, think about this. We were talking about HIV. That's just one snippet
right.
of immunosuppressive diseases and infectious disease. If you think about it, that's one thing. But there's like millions. So like, I have a Harrison's book of internal medicine is kind of like the Bible for internal medicine.
Yeah.
It's 2 huge books, and that's just one book. It doesn't encompass everything within medicine,
I guess.
And so it's just so vast. I think it's just hard when you factor in all the different types of different things.
Yeah.
That's what makes it hard. And again, things are always mutating and changing. I mean, look at COVID. I mean, COVID is changed.
Yeah.
It changes, and that's normal. Now, dare I say,
Patriots locker room.
Dare I say, I mean, we call that evolution. Now, I am not talking about Sunday school class. I'm not talking about that we came from apes. That is not what I'm talking about. But things do change over time.
I guess here's the thing for me.
And that makes it hard to cure it all.
I'm sure it does. And it's way above my pay grade. Like, I'm just not smart enough to even think about it. But I mean, for me, when I think about history and I think about all the things that used to kill us years and years ago, just basic, afflictions, you have an abscess abscessed.
I got that abscess tooth, and it wiped me out.
You can have an abscessed tooth. You could have, and we were joking about leeches, but that's what they did.
Nope, they had to bleed the infection out.
They had to bleed the infection. So,
and not let them die from anemia in the process.
Right. And so,
that was a real thing.
You think about
cocaine. I told you the cocaine story with Franklin Delano Roosevelt giving the speech after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and they used cocaine to unstop his sinus membraades, his mucosa.
Strapped him down so he couldn't walk around in circles.
Oh, that's mean.
But
that's mean. Dang.
So
that's probably a going to hell one on that one.
Probably. That's all right. He'll probably be there too.
Boo.
He's a politician. But but I mean, I think about all the things that could have killed us in the 1500s and the 1600s and all the advancements that we've made. It's amazing to me now in my simple brain, and please understand, I'm from a little town in Virginia. I don't know a lot. I'm not very intelligent. So it's amazing to me that we can throw all this money, and I swear this isn't a political statement. We can throw all this money at like cancer research, and we can throw all this money at all this stuff, and we can cure these little finite things that like we never thought we'd be able to cure. But it seems like we are so far away from curing like cancer that our best solution is to drink poison.
Actually, give it through IV.
Yeah, right. I did try to drink at that time, and it was
but the thing is, I mean, right?
And I get the logic behind that because you're trying. I understand chemo, and I get, but
it's all about messing up the cell cycle because what's gone wrong. So even now, our body, is replicating cells. So we have cell replication cycle.
I feel it right now.
It's going on right as you drink your Monster. Scratch your hand. You just killed a bunch of skin cells. Your body has to regenerate that.
Right.
Do you know the number of things that are going wrong while our body is doing that?
Oh,
and we have tons of checkpoints.
Right.
And tumor suppressor genes and all these different things where all the badness gets caught and corrected. Well, all it takes is for one piece of that to go nuts.
Right.
And then you've got cancer.
But we can
crazy.
But we can isolate it. We know where the cancer starts, right? We can isolate we can isolate it. We know where it's at. We can go look at it. We can slice you right open and go look at it. And so many people have died from cancer that donated their body to science, or there's so many. Again,
early detections.
I'm a very simple person. Okay, I don't know how anything works. This thing, I don't know how this thing works, and I don't know any of this. But it's amazing to me the money that we have put into this.
Absolutely.
We have people floating in space right now. In space, taking dumps in space
and putting it in little vacuum pack cellophane.
Little vacuum packs, and I was going to say toilet, but we're getting to that. I'm excited about this story. If you want to know where this show is going, folks, right down the toilet.
Right down the crapper.
And I know we went from talking about Vince Neil to Joe Elliott to Bret Michaels to
diabetes.
Diabetes,
because this is
But it's just I mean, it blows me away because I mean, billions of dollars a year.
Oh yeah.
Are spent. And of course, the conspiracy theorist will say, if we cured cancer, it would be a financial nightmare for the country. I don't know if that's true or not, but what I do know is there's a lot of hospitals out there that survive on two wings of the hospital. One's the heart wing and one's the oncology wing.
Sure.
And that's how those hospitals survive. I don't know. I'm just, it's fascinating to me that we can put billions of dollars into something like go into space. And I don't know how the two equate because, again, I'm not very smart. All I see is a doctor and a rocket. That's all I see in my head. So I don't know what goes on. But I mean, we could spend,
human body is actually way more complicated than a rocket. That's probably because we made the rocket.
We did. That's true.
We helped to create the body, but who actually made us? We didn't do it.
No.
So there's so the complications and the things that do happen, like for example, when cancer gets in the lymph nodes, because it wants to live.
Of course.
It's a living thing, that's trying to take over us. And the deal is, it's not like you have a symbiotic relationship. It just takes over, kills all the good cells, and then you die.
Right.
Now, which typically you either die from infection or you die from bleeding out. The cancer itself doesn't actually kill you.
That's interesting.
It's the complication, and it's usually because your immune system gets so weak you get sick of something else, and you die, or everything's pushed and packed in and you bleed out.
Like pneumonia, right? Like is that a big one?
Pneumonia a lot of times gets people with cancer.
Yeah.
UTI.
Yeah.
You could have a wound on your butt that has bacteria and it gets in your bloodstream. And you get
I'll be right back.
What's called a bacteria. Toilet.
You on the camera, look away.
And so there's all kinds of things, and it is just because your body can't fight it off, and that's actually infection or bleeding is what you're most likely.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do you think it's more likely that in our lifetime we will find a cure to cancer, one, or two, we will invent a vaccine that will prevent you from ever getting cancer? What do you think is more likely? Let's not even say in our lifetime, just in general. What do you think is more likely?
I think it would be more likely that we would. Now, when you say the vaccine, are you saying for a particular type of cancer, or are you saying for all cancer? All
now
cancer.
You're making it complicated.
So no, for all cancer, no, that'll never happen.
Right.
Now, could we find a cure for certain types of cancer? Yes. Could that happen in our lifetime? Yes.
What's the hardest form of cancer to cure?
Well, now that's a tough question.
Well, and the reason I ask
the one you really don't, the highest mortality is pancreatic cancer.
I had a buddy that had bile duct cancer.
Cholangiocarcinoma.
And they said, like you're going to live for 3 years. And he did. He lived for like 2 years and 9 months. They're like, that's it.
Yeah.
He's like, there's nothing I can do. Like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, he went to Duke Medical, and they're like, I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Did he have any other bowel disease like ulcerative colitis?
No, not that I know of. He had nothing. He woke up one morning and his eyes were like a yellowish green, and he went to the doctor and they're like, we don't know what's wrong with you. And then they send him to Duke Medical, and they're like, oh, you have bile duct cancer.
Yeah.
And he's like, 1 out of every 10 million people have it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And
usually they actually have inflammatory. A lot of times you have ulcerative colitis, which is inflammatory bowel disease, and that actually leads to cholangiocarcinoma. Or if you have primary biliary cirrhosis, which is an autoimmune disease, that can actually predispose you to having.
But pancreatic cancer is like the most aggressive form.
It's hard to live from it because usually by the time you find it, it's already moved to other places, and so we call that metastasis, where it's moved to other areas. And it's just wicked hard to find. And the thing about it is usually it's because where it normally forms, because you have the head and the tail, it's more likely to form, I believe it's in the head. That's probably just said that wrong. I'm going to look that up real quick because I'm tired. It's late. You don't find it because there's not a lot of pain receptors.
I see. Okay. So it's not like it's hard to detect. It's just you don't know anything's wrong.
Well, right. And so, and by the time you're having pain, hang on. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Yeah, most common in the head. That's what I said, right? Good.
Yeah.
Even though I'm tired and weary, okay, we're good. 65%. Yeah. So the problem is that you don't feel it until it's out. And once it's out, like I said, once it's out somewhere else, you're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, you can try to put in remission, but pancreatic cancer, because of the location, because it's hard to cut it out. So getting the primary tumor out of there is really difficult. It's a really long procedure called a Whipple procedure. They actually have to trim out the cancer. You have to trim out the omentum and some of the intestine. And
sounds flipping awful.
Oh, it's like an 8-hour surgery.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yep. So I actually got to help retract on a couple of those when I was a resident.
So if I got pancreatic cancer,
med student,
let's say you detected it in me right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long do people generally live?
Well, with treatment, if it's metastasized, so stage 4, if it's moved, distantly, which in pancreatic cancer, I mean, that can be the liver. That's actually a distant metastasis. You're probably talking 12 to 18 months even with treatment.
Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. And a very painful type of cancer too.
But yes, typically yes.
It's just amazing. I mean, again, as a non-doctor, you didn't know this, but I'm not a doctor.
I thought you were.
No, I just watched a lot of House.
I got you.
And I can just speak the language.
I like it.
Hep C.
That's right.
I concur.
That's right.
See, that's all you got to do. It's like catch me if you can.
Right. It's all about fake it till you make it.
So it's just, I mean, it still just blows me away that we've cured all this other stuff and we have these vaccines for other stuff.
Human body's tricky, man.
I know. It's just, it's a.
And when it gets in the lymph nodes, you can hit it with all the bad stuff and it's still just kind of hiding. It's like, chicken pox hides in your spinal cord.
Yeah.
In the dorsal root ganglion.
Do you think I should
Shingles.
you think I should just like drink some chemo every day just in case?
No.
Because
that would make you pretty miserable.
As I'm getting older, like I start worried about this.
You want to have some chemo?
Sure, why not? Will it help my hair grow no?
No, your hair will fall out.
Well, then no, I don't want to do it.
Not all chemo does that, but most of them do. And it's hard on your heart. It's hard on your kidneys. Some of them are harder on your lungs.
Is there a light version like the Monster
bleomycin.
drink that I'm? Is there a light like? Can I have diet chemo?
Some of the monoclonal antibody treatments.
Yeah.
Like for lung cancer, like Opdivo, some of those, they're actually, those are not IV infusions. Those can actually be pretty easy on your body because they're monoclonal antibodies, which is all immuno-based therapy to try to help your body, kind of get fired up and prevent the disease from getting worse. Now, even with those, when you're taking those, it's still 12 to 18 months. Typically, it just prolongs your life. It's not curable. And we think that's just the nature of the diseases and the complexities that come with that.
Right.
And again, when it's spread into areas like your bone, well, you can't really get inside there and kill it all off because it's all over the place. It's just it's like anything else; it just spreads and spreads.
And then you spend your last 6 months on pain meds and
potentially,
because
it can get uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. But you really don't want pancreatic cancer. It's only like 3% if it's in the head of surviving.
Jeez.
It's pretty low.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get the Whipple, they either give you Gemzar or sometimes try to radiate, but it's a hard one because
you better tell me if I have that.
Oh yeah, I got you covered, man.
I appreciate it.
Don't worry. Yeah, I actually have a patient right now. He's a super nice guy, I love him to death, and he has pancreatic cancer. Presented to me, he felt bad for like a month.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. God was like, "Hey, you need to pay attention." And his only lab level that was abnormal was his alkaline phosphatase, which is it's a liver enzyme or a bone enzyme. His pancreatic enzymes were actually normal.
Wow. How about that?
That was the only thing that was abnormal. And I checked a CT scan on him, and it showed this pancreatic mass in the head, and he had these innumerable liver spots, and he has metastatic pancreatic cancer.
Oh wow.
And he is older, and so he's decided not to pursue treatment. So he probably 6 to 12 months at the most.
Yeah.
So, good guy. I think about him a lot. That's probably one of the harder things about medicine. I mean, we're empathetic, and you have to be strong because you want to be strong for your patients too, and you laugh with them, you cry with them, you hug on them, and you also have to be thinking. Which is why I'm at work till 8 sometimes.
Well, and you have to have
that's not bragging. That's just because if I didn't do that, I'd have a hard time going to bed because I'd be worried as crap about all.
You got to have the tough conversations with them,
and you do.
Yep. You got to say,
Yep. And people want to know. They're like, well, what would you do? What if you were? And so you want to think about, okay, if this was my family, what would you do? And that you have to have those. Difficult conversations.
Let me tell you
and I think that gets lost sometimes. Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted.
No, I'd spend all my money. Okay, I'd go to Vegas and I'd spend all my money.
You go to Captain George's.
I'd go to Captain George's.
You go to the cabaret.
I'd go to the cabaret. I'd go to Captain George's. I'd spend all my money. I don't. That's just weird. I mean, for me,
would you?
Because
go
my
for
bucket,
2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu.
I would not
skydiving, Rocky Mountain climbing.
Because what would happen?
2.7, you break your neck, and
I'd break my neck and I'd die anyway.
And you die anyway.
For me, I mean, my bucket list is pretty low at this point. Like I've done a lot of stuff. Like the Super Bowl is the next thing. I know. Yeah. I mean, that's I'm kind of there. So.
I mean, that's the thing. You just never know. We're not in control.
No.
And we're all going to die of something. And it's,
not Joe Montana. He's not going to die.
He'll be immortal.
He
and Tom Brady, they'll be fighting out for the greatest.
My brother Jerry and Joe Montana are going to live forever. I am convinced.
I like it. Jerry and Joe.
Because
sounds like a good TV show.
Jerry not intentionally, you could argue, Jerry not intentionally probably should have been dead a million times. Lots of car accidents and stuff. And I mean,
he might be using up his 9 lives though. He might be.
I think he's got something like 63 or something. Like I think he took all of ours.
Is he like a Highlander?
I think he is. He just keeps
Duncan MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod.
He's like the game Quake 3. He just respawns. Here I am. Sorry to bring the show down talking about cancer, but I was curious.
And right now, we do not have the medications to that level. Now, there's a lot of talk about stem cell transplants, viral implantation, all these different things. People are worried you're going to have something like I Am Legend where we turn everybody into vampires and all kinds of crazy. And that's
kind of cool.
That's probably not going to happen. But some things too, stem cells, that's a controversial thing because most stem cells come from aborted fetuses. And that is very difficult.
They do come from other places too.
They do. That's correct. No, you're correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. But I'm just saying, but a lot of it does come from that.
Sure.
Which, not liking that, but let's take a negative thing, a difficult thing, and find some positive.
If it saves somebody else's life.
Correct. Right. That's exactly right. So,
yeah. Boy, we've hit rock bottom at this point.
I'm telling you.
Let's talk about decaying bodies now. No. So completely switching gears, and there's no transition to this other than the show has hit the toilet. I do want to hear the story of you in the toilet this afternoon because I got a little snippet of this on the phone.
So I'm going to preface this, and in case nobody knew, I was already raw.
I can attest to this. He was raw when I talked with him a few hours ago.
And there's various things of causing the rawness, and it really gets back to. And this can be a provider. This could be a nurse. This could be an administration person. This could be
IT.
Administrative staff. This could be IT. Do your job. Now, and that makes me raw. So this is completely independent. But I'm headed home, and one of the toilets in the building needed to be replaced. It had some good storage. You could
at your office.
At the office.
Okay.
Yes. So we own
not at your house.
No, not at my house. So we own the building. One of our tenants, their toilet was leaking, and that got fixed. But then you're looking at it and you're going, "This is the original toilet from 1992.
It's time to throw it away.
It's probably time to get. Let's have some mercy because it's obviously got some good stories. Let's have some mercy and get them a new one because bless their hearts. So
pop the wax.
That's it, right? So got a great guy, great guy, contractor, handyman extraordinaire. Will not say his name because I like him a lot, but. He comes. Basically, I texted him like yesterday.
Yeah.
And he made it a point to actually come over and help us out and get this done today.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Despite being a couple weeks behind on stuff. So literally, he's doing me a square. So
he brought a new toilet.
So yeah, got the new toilet. Yeah. Got everything done.
Did you get a nice commercial toilet?
No, we just got the regular run of the mill.
Is this like a staff toilet?
It's a comfort seat. No, it's actually for one of our tenants. It's actually a separate piece of the building. So they have their own keypadded lock and everything like our.
So I've never used this bathroom.
No.
Okay.
No. This would be like a staff bathroom for this business.
I've got you. Okay.
Yes, and it was they deserve a new toilet. Let's just be honest.
Well, from 92.
These are nice people. They it was the original. You could tell.
I think so.
So he gets it done, and again, this is Friday, and he's worked all day. They're up, and he's been getting it in the heat and everything. So
right.
Good guy. So I really
and nobody likes changing anything in a toilet because what's been there.
That's right.
Right.
So gets it done.
Yeah.
He sets it beside the waste management bin.
That's beautiful.
Now, this is also how thoughtful he is. He set it on some cardboard.
Oh.
So it's not just the hard, porcelain, whatever the hell it's made out of, sitting there. But I get a text from one of our nurses saying, I don't think that's going to cut it. Because, of course, waste management, they don't get out of the truck. They have the forks that stick to the thing from
the
front,
commercial pickup.
for the commercial
Right,
pickup because it's a
that's-
commercial bin.
Yeah, and if your bin's in, like if you've moved it or something, they just leave.
That's correct. Oh no, it has to stay.
Oh, yeah.
And this, I mean, you can't move this thing. It's as big as this room.
I know, but like I've seen people like use a fork truck or something to move it out.
Oh
of the way
no,
for
no,
something.
no! It had no. That
and,
is
and when they come, if they
Yeah,
can't get
no.
the forks in it, they're like, okay, see you.
no, it designates spot.
That's
and,
right.
And no, so yeah, they come with the forks and they dump it.
Right.
So it's sitting beside the bin. Bless this guy's heart, and he says he's as best I could do, and I'm sitting there going, oh, this
Coming up
I'm like-
around the bin.
I'm like this. That means that MFer.
Left my toilet
Is-
there again.
Bow, 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 bow. And I'm sitting there going, oh, this is bad because I know if we don't get it in there,
It's going to sit there
and,
forever.
yeah, because they're not going to dump it.
Nope.
And while some people sneak up from the assisted living facility and smoke a cigarette, I'm like, well, that can be their throne while they're killing themselves. We probably can't leave that there.
Oh, it's just going to get worse
So-
because
so-
somebody's going to come take a whiz in it or something too,
Or
just
a
or a deuce.
dumpalophagus. More likely just a hot deuce, 72 deuce and a quarter in that mother, and the flies will be all up in it.
That's what Pax took while we were in Charlotte.
we'll
by
have
the way, it was a dumpalophagus.
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 Like a snuffleupagus.
He had-
Remember Snuffy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The
Snuffy was
Snuffalophagus.
brown.
Yeah, he was.
Dumpalophagus.
He was.
72 deuce and a quarter. That's the other one. You just remember those. So
Wrapped
forevermore.
up like a deuce. Another runner in the night.
Which they thought was wrapped up like a douche. You remember that?
Oh.
But that's not what it says. Anyway, so I get this text and I'm like, oh shoot. So it's 7:50 at night.
I can see this is call right
And
now.
I'm like,
hey doc, this is Bill. There's a shitter outside that I need you to come pick up, please.
oh,
Shitter. If there's a shitter outside, press 1.
right.
To change the rotation of the earth, press 2.
To call Biden for federal relief.
Dial 666.
Anyway, so I'm like, yeah, I can't leave this thing here.
No, you can't.
So, perfect day, right? I'm already raw. And again, it's not the guy's fault because I know this thing's heavy. I mean, this is an old
Of course
school.
it is. Oh, these things are ridiculous.
This is an old school toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And if he picks it up
Okay.
and accidentally drops it, it's worse.
Right, because then it's broken.
It's everywhere.
Because it's broken. Okay. And you have to heave it. I mean, it's,
Oh, those things are tall. Yeah, I know.
it's 4.5 feet.
I've seen those dumpsters out beside the building. At your location.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, I've seen those.
There were some people that snuck up in there one day and drove up and dumped a bunch of stuff in it. And I stopped my truck and didn't let them pull out. And I said, this is not a residential dump site. This is private property. Do you all work here?
Can I tell you something?
And I said, and just so you know, I own this building and I know you don't work here. And they they needed the pooper because they about crapped on themselves. And I said, please don't ever do that again. Now, all they're going to do is come at night when nobody's there. I mean,
Can I tell you a super quick story?
You tell me you didn't take a dump in the bin.
Oh no, it was in your office. No. So
Somebody did do that one time.
that
and,
does not
it was
surprise
bad. It was bad.
no,
It
so
was bad.
we missed, like, we were gone or something, and we missed taking our trash out. This is when we lived over in Sturkey Hills. And I made the joke. I was like, well, I got an appointment with Doc today. I could just take our trash over there and just dump it in their dumpster. And like, I even thought twice about it. I'm like, maybe that's what I should do. Just take it over there and dump it in his dumpster. But I didn't. Just so you know, I didn't do that. But I did think about it.
I appreciate that.
I would have called and asked you. I'd be like,
appreciate it. Thank you.
I'd be like, hey, we missed our trash bin. Is it a big deal or whatever?
I would have said, yes,
Yes.
we pay big money,
Yes.
big bucks. Waste management's expensive, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, they are.
I mean,
They're
they've gone up like a lot over
they're
the last
expensive
2 years.
for
COVID,
us, yeah.
COVID,
Oh, yeah.
Biden. I got my eyes on you. Throw you in the waste management. Now they're recording our conversation.
Of course they
as
are.
We said.
They've been
Anyway,
recording our conversation.
That's
for a long
probably
time.
true. So
anyway, so the
I
total.
drive over to this thing. And I mean, it's
on the side of the building.
It's
right?
on. No, it's beside the dumpster.
Okay.
Like literally, you know where the dumpster is.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So
The
there's
dumpster's
like a
over there on the
hill. There's
side.
like a
Yeah.
hill,
Yeah.
and there's like land down behind it. There's some deer behind there. People come up there and they try to smoke and hide from because they can't smoke at the assisted living facility, and so they walk up there. One time there was a homeless guy. I mean, he had hair down to his butt.
Oh, wow.
Hiding behind there, drunk as a skunk, burping like Barney on Simpsons.
Did you say Vince will get you some help?
I told him that there was no loitering, and if Big Mac 103 had anything to say about it, the cops would come and get you. 5050, gotta go. So I pull up. So I pull up in my truck.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this thing. So I walk over to it. Not all the water's out of it first. I'm like,
what? How does that happen?
I don't know. There's water in the bowl. There's not water in the tank. There's water in the bowl.
But that's even weirder.
I don't know
how.
So then it gets better. So like I dump it out. And I think what he did, I think he actually put something down in there to try to make the water congeal, because when it came out, it looked like gelatin.
Oh.
And so I was like, okay, he put some kind of drying agent.
Either that or someone had a really bad night.
In this SOB, and it just didn't get it all. That's what I thought. And I was like,
Doc,
okay,
I shit Jell-O. Can you check?
It's red. It's red. What do I do? Oh, it's orange. And my bilirubin messed up.
I hate it when I shit Jell-O. It's the worst thing. It's the worst feeling.
Can you help me? Help me. I've been eating them beets and blackberries. Anyway,
it's the David Dog Show, ladies and gentlemen.
So I dump out the water, and of course there's flies in the sun.
Of course there is.
And I'm just like,
of course there is.
Kidding me. Fortunately, no maggots. Okay, so like he tried to use a drying agent, I'm assuming, because it like crystallized on the grass. Yeah. Fortunately, I didn't get it on my Johnson Murphy McGuffies, because I'd have been PO'd about that. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah. I turn over and I'm like, yeah, this is heavy. Now, mind you,
yeah,
the guy that came to help, I think he's like 24, 25. Okay.
All right.
Now, you know how old Doc is.
Yes, I do.
Doc is 42.
That's right.
Doc is almost 43.
You're an old man.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I dumped the thing over. So I took the top off the tank. I threw that in first.
Sure.
Okay. Threw it on some cardboard.
Get a little bit of weight off of
it. Didn't break. I'm sitting there going, mm-hmm. So I looked around. Everybody else is gone except the cleaning crew people.
Right.
Okay. Everybody. Just cleaning crew people. They're inside cleaning. And I saw a wide open space.
Yeah.
And I said, is there anyone here to help me? And I looked around and I said, I see a room. I see an open space. And I see a me. And me. And me.
You know, I would have come and helped.
I know.
It would
but
not have been
at the moment, though, I was like, so I'm raw. So I'm
right.
like, yeah.
I'm just going to do it.
I'm like, this is going down.
Yeah.
So for those listening who know how this all went down.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. I just want to point out the 42-year-old man picked that son of a up and threw it into the bin.
Did you do like a little turnaround jumper? Like a little Michael Jordan style tongue wagging?
No. I angrified it. And then I had shit on my hands, and then I was upset. Because my truck is running. There's wax ring doo-doo brown on my hands.
Oh.
And I've got to get back in the building, and I don't want to leave my truck running.
Right.
With the kids. So now I'm wrist driving with the backup camera to get in a parking space. You should see me shifting. I used my foot. God. I used my foot and my wrist to put the damn thing in reverse. Fortunately, it's going slow and there's nobody else around. I'm in a parking lot. So,
no,
I mean, somebody's thinking I'm like waxing off somebody else's nipples.
Was there shit in the bowl?
No.
Just it was on the wax?
Yes.
Okay.
And it wasn't a mighty mound of doo-doo, but it was like speckled frogs eating on a speckled log hanging out on my hands, and there's doo-doo.
That's some waxy shit.
And it was some waxy shit. That's right. And so I'm backing this damn thing up, and I'm getting out of the car, and then I got to punch the code in. Oh. So I use this thumb, which is also jacked up because I got bit by a black hornet. I mean, you can't see the edema on that thumb. But anyway... So I'm punching it in like this, boop, 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 go in there, and it smells good because it's there's some of the NPs down on this end of the building, And they've got smelling good. I'm like, man, we need to do this on our end. But some people have perfume allergies, so we can't do it. So I get to the wash station. Well, the sink smells like. I'm like, yep, y'all trying to cover up something in here because somebody died in this, and it's not my hands. So I'm washing. And I finally get it all cleaned up. And then I realize there's just a small fleck. A small fleck on my McGuffey.
Oh, no.
And that had to be taken care of.
Yes.
And I did take care of it, and you'll never know which shoe it was. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
And that's when I got in the car, and I called you and said, you want to do the show? Because I'm raw as an MFer. I mean, because... I mean, I
would have come to help you.
Got on my McGuffey.
I would have come to help you. You're right down the street.
There's one thing I know for sure. There will be no doo-doo on the flow and on my show.
Oh.
Hell no.
Do you just
raw though?
Can I tell you? I think your friendship.
No, that was to prove something. I picked that up and threw it in there.
I think your friendship with me is derogatory in your life. I think the same shit that happens to me now is happening to you.
I mean, I think the black cloud is just your life force is too strong. Man. It's too strong.
I think
it's too strong.
Because I can't.
But part of that was to prove a point too. Because
sure.
I've got just enough cockiness in there. I'm like, you could
have just left.
I'm like, I'm picking this up. Oh
because
yes, I am.
You could have left it and had somebody else do it.
That's correct.
That you could have done.
That's correct. But that's also not my personality. We'll take the personality test one day. So I'm gold.
Are you?
Which means I like to do it myself. I don't like other people to do it.
Well, it depends on which one we're talking
about. It's gold, blue, green, and orange.
I was two colors together.
Of course you were. Of course. You were like a swirly.
That's exactly right.
I'm strong gold and have a little bit of blue. So it's like silent sadness.
I think
that's
I was
one of the traits.
and orange.
Oh, so you kind of got the, yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that sometime. We could.
I'm an ENTJ on the Myers-Briggs, which doesn't surprise anybody.
No. I am too. I don't know if I'm still that or not.
Well,
I think I am.
I will say this. I think the last time I took it, I might have been an ENSJ, because I think that changed a little bit over the years. But I'm either an ENTJ or a, what did I say? ENSJ.
Is that right?
And then my disc profile was dominant and influential or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is one of those. I think I was a DI.
Yeah. See, I'm a ID. Except actually, I guess my last time I took it, my D was a lot stronger. So I think I am a DI now.
That's what I've always heard is my D's a lot stronger.
Right.
Hey-oh!
Sir Mix-a-Lot. Gosh. Okay. So yeah. So in went the toilet.
Yeah.
And I mean, the back of it did break when it hit the can.
Was there a large fan there? Because that would have been funny.
No.
Just throwing that out there.
No. But I'm just saying.
Because it literally hit the fan.
But no. There was.
Please, the next time you have to lift a shitty apparatus,
call you.
You're right down the street, man.
I know it's not far.
No, I'm like a mile away.
But I was mad and I had something to prove. Now having to drive with my wrists, that was pretty funny. And like I said, I put it in gear by lifting my foot up and pushing in the button on the gear shift and popped it down into reverse.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then and then parking it. I don't know why I didn't do this the first time. I took both hands and popped it. I think because I was worried about the wheel, but once I got it lined up, because I actually was able to line it up pretty good. It was the backup. I mean, you got a backup cam. It's not hard to do with a backup cam. Anyway.
But was there anybody left in the building at this point?
Yeah, the housekeeping people.
Well, that's it. You should have just parked on the flipping sidewalk. Screw it. I wouldn't have gotten a parking space.
So the hard part was there's these cone markers that show where people can park if they're sick, because we're trying to have it where if you think you have COVID, you don't have to come inside. We're trying to keep the well people from getting exposed.
Right.
So those spots were there too. So I was like, well, I can't really curb it. And so I'm anal retentive, so I was like, I'm gonna back it into spots. So
right.
Anyway, I know I didn't have to do that.
But good for you.
They also had trash and cardboard in in a spot like in the parking lot where they were going to drag it and throw it away. They do that. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it's all bagged up. It's just, and that was the other thing because I had to make sure I didn't hit any of that because that would have sucked. Because
I'm just picturing you scrub it up and.
Oh, I like scrubbed, like I was ready for surgery.
Oh,
I mean, I had the planes, the 4 planes, and I mean, it was 10 on each finger. Oh man, I was ready to go. Yeah. I mean, these sleeves were soaking wet because I didn't touch my sleeves to roll them up.
Oh,
and it was all good because I was like, I got it. And then there was a little dingleberry on my McGuffey.
Oh no!
And I was upset.
That's bad.
That did me in. That was it. But dial soap and some water and some Cavicide. Yeah, which is like this very strong antibacterial wipe. I wiped.
Did you give yourself like some amoxicillin before you left?
No, man, that'd give me doo-doo. No, that'd have C. diff. It'd be bad. No. Antibiotics are poison. They're poison. They're not good for you. Not good for you. No. I don't like antibiotics. I don't like taking anything.
No?
No, I like let the body fight it, man.
Yeah?
I once had a sinus infection for a month. It's one wondered something bad didn't happen to me. Anyway,
that was probably not. You would probably not tell me to suck it up for a month if I had a sinus infection.
2 weeks.
Yeah. You'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Because
now Lindsay, who's whiny, we don't always let her go that long.
No, you can't. You can't. Good Lord, please don't.
But it's actually for that. It's actually supposed to be fever, sinus pain, not just I feel a little pressure, sinus pain, true pain, pain on palpation. So real fever, 100.4 or above. Pain and purulent drainage, or be sick greater than 10 days, or the thing they always throw in is, if your symptoms are worsening. Well, of course it's worsening. I don't feel good. So
the first time I had diverticulitis, I let it go for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that could have been bad.
And I was laying on the floor in a concrete floor.
Could have been bad.
And I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah, could have been bad.
Yeah.
Abscess, perforation, doo-doo inside you.
That's
bad. Doo-doo on the loose, not in the colon. That will cause peritonitis and you'll die.
They did the CT and they sent a surgeon to talk to me. Yeah. And he's like, so we're going to pump you up with antibiotics. If that doesn't work, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's it. And it worked. So
and then they said, here's some pain meds. I said, oh, okay, now I don't care.
Yes, so thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
That was pretty painful.
Can you give me some of that Dilla Dad? What'd that be? Can you piggyback it with some Finnegan? Feel good.
I got to tell you that story sometime.
That'd be a good show.
Because they gave me Dilaudid, and I never had Dilaudid before in my life. Mm-hmm. And it's a funny story. Mm-hmm. I'll have to tell you that story.
Ooh, I was going to make love to you, but then I got high. Ooh, I was going to try to have a little doo-doo, but then I got high. That's not how that song goes, just so you know.
It's not.
Anybody who knows Andy, you know who you are. You know how that song goes.
Andy?
Andy.
Andy?
That's it. We're out. I'm still raw, but I'm a little more fatigued, so that's good.
That's okay.
The ADD.
What was this therapeutic for you?
Yes, very much so.
I hope it was.
It was. I appreciate you, man.
I hope it was. I hope it was therapeutic for you.
I'll be there for you when the doo-doo starts to pour. I'll be there for you.
Hey, if you want to be there
when the doo-doo's on your shoe.
If you want to be there for us, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, and the Podcast Index, which will just send you to one of those places. So whatever. Start where the hell you want to start. And then, or you could watch this on YouTube. For God's sakes, I don't know why. We should have brought a toilet here for the show today. A little prop in the background. A little prop. Or you can go to the website, which is DaveDoc025. That's DaveAndDoc.doc.com. You can listen. You can listen there and view it there. And thanks, Germany.
Happy July 4th, and
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you, Germany.
Our nation's birthday.
1776.
That's right. I'm a bicentennial baby.
That's it. You the man.
I am.
Bicentennial man.
That's right.
You and Robin Williams.
I'm going to celebrate with some leeches on the back deck.
I got you covered.
George Washington style.
See y'all.
See you, folks.
Take care. Bye.